up, everybody? My name is Morgan, and welcome back to my channel, Actualized.af, where we talk all things designing the life you love through lifestyle, organization, routines, habits, fitness, travel, home, anything and everything. And today we're talking about designing a space within your home where you can intentionally meet your needs and actualize the person that you want to become. And we're actually joined by my doggie. Her name is Gnarls Barkley. Yes, after one of Atlanta's most iconic music groups. And so she'll be probably looking out the window most of the time, maybe moving around. So we'll see her. But either way, we are here and I'm so excited to do this video. Oh, there she goes. Because okay, I had to kick her out because she was moving around a little bit too much. But I'm so excited to make this video today because over the past few years, I've redone this room a million times. This room has seen a number of iterations. I've bought furniture, I've rearranged the furniture, and for some reason, it just wasn't working out. And I realized that it wasn't working out because it wasn't meeting my needs. It wasn't addressing the problems in my life. It wasn't conducive to the lifestyle I wanted to have for my current self and my future self. So today we're going to do a little tour of my glam room. That's what I call it, name pending. But I'm so excited because this room has seen a number of iterations. I have literally rearranged this room a million times, but now I've definitely got the perfect balance in here. And I've got a room that finally meets my needs and is conducive to my lifestyle now and supports the person who I'm trying to become. In my previous spaces, I realized that having an unintentional design actually caused more problems than created solutions. So first, I realized that the previous way that I arranged this room, it wasn't catering to my identities. Honey, as you've realized from my previous video where I did a get ready with me and explained the many lives that I've lived, I have many dimensions and I'm a working woman. I travel, I practice self care, I do it all. And the previous way, my old room, I'm going to stop saying the previous way. My old room, it was only conducive to my one self, and that was my work self. And quite honestly, that's a very small percentage of who I am. And I needed a room that didn't always remind me of only work being my identity. I needed a room that reminded me that I can travel, I can take care of myself, I can work, but also that's not all of who I am. I wish I had pictures of my old room, but I had this huge desk. It was literally a dining room table from IKEA, and it took up the majority of the room. And once I walked into the room, it reminded me only of work. Quite honestly, again, that was only a small percentage of who I am. And I needed a space that met all of who I am and reminded me of my most authentic self, not just one of myself. I was forgetting also that I'm a glam girl. I like to do my makeup. I like to sit and just get ready and do my skincare while I'm watching TV. I like to be comfortable in taking care of myself and not creating a separated space in my home just to take care of myself, which now it sounds like crazy that I didn't do that. But I needed that. And I still do. And that was the problem with my old room where I just wasn't reminded to take care of myself and to do things that I like put on makeup and like feel pretty. And I needed that. So that was the number one problem, not catering to my identities. Problem number two, I was not maintaining my routines. I wanted to be the person that wakes up with a morning routine, has a skincare routine, a coffee routine, everything. And in my previous setup, and just without this room being in place, all of my routines were separated in different parts of my home. I had my skincare routine in the bathroom. I went here for this. I went here for that. And then that made me forget all of the components of the routines that I wanted to have, which ultimately defeats the purpose of creating a routine. So I realized I needed a space where I could do all of my routines, my important routines to me, and make sure that I'm reminded of them. And problem number three is now I'm forgetting the steps of my routine. So not only am I forgetting parts of different routines that I wanted to have in my life, but I was forgetting parts of my routines that I was implementing into my life. So, for example, if I had a skincare routine and I wanted to have step one toner, step two treatment, step two serums, or step three serums, step four, blah, blah, blah. I was forgetting all the different steps. I was jumping from toner to moisturizer, honey. And we know we can't do that. So, I needed a space where I could do all of my routines and not forget the steps of the routine because that defeats the purpose and it's a waste of time. The next problem that my old rooms just did not address at all was the fact that I have a bunch of memorabilia and just different things from my past lives. So I've got stuff from my travel, I've got my degrees, I've got things that my students have given me, all spread out throughout the room and hung on the walls. And ultimately, when I was walking into the room, it was just a bombardment of my past life rather than an inspiration for my future life that I'm trying to create. So, and it just started to get messy. It was just a whole bunch of stuff everywhere. So I realized I needed one place to put all of my memorabilia, still have it still have it up and still be able to see it, but I just didn't want it crowding everywhere. And as I'm sure you've heard before, a cluttered space creates a cluttered mind. And I don't know about you, but I can't work in clutter. I can't work with a whole bunch of stuff on the walls. I just can't do it. So I needed to move all that stuff to one space and just create a space. I also realized another problem for my old rooms was that I was not getting inspired for my future self. I was still stuck in the past with all this stuff on the walls. I needed inspiration about where I could travel to next, all of my visions and manifestations that I wanted in my life. I wanted to be inspired to become the person who I'm trying to elevate into. I needed to be inspired to show up as her. So the first thing that I did was name my space. Super importante, and I'll tell you why. I used to call this space my office, and that's a big no-no. First of all, the word office, I don't even want to go to an office to go work, which is why I work remotely. But I wanted to call it something that inspired me to become the person who I'm trying to be. I'm setting an intention. I'm setting a vibration for my space. So this is not just an office, a place where I don't want to be. This is a glam room where I can show up as her. Um, when I was designing this space, I thought about one question. I say, okay, how do I want to feel every single day when I walk into this space? And I thought, okay, I want to feel like this is an easy breezy day in Paris. I want this to feel like a Parisian apartment, but still cool. I want this to feel like uplifting, just white and gold. I want it to feel like a self-care space, a very upscale, just cafe space, but also cool. I want it to feel like a homey space also. Just all these words came to mind about how I wanted to feel if I have one room in the house that's just mine and I can decorate it. I wanted to feel uplifting, at ease, flowy, but still glamorous and still cool. So I think I did that. I created a vibration. And the only way to create a vibration, well, one of the ways to create a vibration for your space is to name your space and set that intention. So, thus, the glam room was born, darling. So, step two, what I did to redo this space and address the needs that I had, I set up stations for myself. Okay. I didn't just have this whole room as an office. I created three, maybe four different stations in this room. I created a workstation, a self care station, a relaxation station, and a celebration station. So, if you remember when I mentioned that I wasn't catering to all of my identities and I was only being my work self in this room, No, I needed a space where I could be my whole self. And the best way that I did that was to create stations in this room. So, my first station I'll talk about is my workstation. I love this space, one, because of the positioning of it. So, remember I said I had a big old desk, and right when you walked in, I was reminded of the work that I needed to do? No. I cut that desk literally into a third. I moved it into a corner and I just decorated it so that I felt homey and relaxed and at ease even when I'm working. I got this Alex desk from IKEA. One side of it has drawers and the other side of it has legs. I put the drawers closest to the wall so that when you walk right into the room, you don't see the drawers. You're not hit with this harshness. You're hit with more openness when you first walk in. So the feng shui and the positioning of the desk is super importante. I've got a laptop riser just to give it a more lush and elevated look. This one's from Target, again, linked below. My mouse pad is super cute. Got that from Amazon. And I have this 32-inch second screen. And again, with positioning, I wanted it in the corner of the room so that when I first walk in, I'm not hit with this big black screen that I have to look at. Okay. I don't want to look at that when I first walk into my room. I want it to be set off in the corner so that I'm met with openness, met with airiness. And this was super important for me when I was designing the room. I got this teddy chair from Target. One of the best purchases I've ever made, and I can't believe I was sitting in Target debating whether or not I should get this. I actually got it on sale. Oh my God, $75 each. I got two of them, one for my work desk and one for my vanity desk, which I'll show you in a bit. But they're regularly priced at around $200, and I can't believe I got it for 75, which is a steal. So I'm glad I got those. And then I got these fuzzy rugs from IKEA just to give it more of a homey look and not make it seem so harsh and worky. Again, easy, breezy vibrations. I mounted the TV in the corner here so that I can look at it from different angles of the room. And so when I'm working, I can just easily look up at the TV while I'm watching my Housewives or Married to Medicine. I can look at it from the chair that I'll show you in a bit. I can look at it from my vanity. I love everything about this space. Perfect, perfect, perfect for me. My next space is my lounge space. I love this space so much. And this is another one of those spaces that have gotten many iterations in this room. Before, I used to have a futon. Ugh, uncomfortable. And you could feel the metal underneath. It was like that $99 black futon from Target. I just don't recommend and don't approve of that. But what I do recommend, tune in. This chair is one of the best purchases I've ever made in my life. Okay. One, because it's for small spaces. So, right now you're seeing it's functioning as an armchair. But wait, it is convertible. So you can pull out the bottom and make it into a lounge chair and put your feet up or recline the back. Speaking of recline the back, you can recline it all the way back and go into a bed. Okay. Now, I haven't tested out the bed yet. Okay. Because I haven't taken any naps recently. But this is seriously one of the best purchases I've ever made because sometimes during the day, I get a little bit sleepy. I get a little bit tired. I need a little bit of a break from work. So this has saved me so much. Um, Again, remember I was talking about catering to my identities. So one of them is relaxed. I am a Taurus, if you couldn't guess already, and I need to relax. I need to be comfortable during the day, and I need time in my day to just sit and unwind. And I'm also a Housewives fan. Okay. I can watch Housewives and Married to Medicine all day long. And I needed a space in my home where I could just hone in and just relax and just have a space that's all mine to watch Housewives. So I finally have that, and it's in a perfect position. Again, with positioning, it's in the perfect position for me to relax, watch TV on the TV mounted right in front, and just to chill, whether it's during the day, whether it's in the morning, whether it's at night. I have my own chill space. Next to my chair is a Billy bookshelf that I got from IKEA. It's the 93-inch, so it's the super tall one. And I love this. Not only does it provide an excellent background for my videos, but it holds all of my memorabilia, or some of it, because we'll get to that later. It holds some of my memorabilia all in one place. So as you can see, I've got my Legos at the top. One of them is from Tokyo, not from Tokyo, but it's the Tokyo skyline. One is the shell-toed Adidas. It holds my spray ground bag signed by Ron English himself. And then I created a little hydration station because one of my routines that I want to implement into my life is to drink more water. So what better way than to create a station in your in your glam room where you'll be all day and you're reminded to drink water. So I love this space. I don't have any water in it today because I drank it all, but you get the gist. I got the I got the hydration like dispenser, water dispenser from IKEA. Same with the stand that it's on. I got that from IKEA. And here is a tip. All of the little glass features that you see, the little glass trays, the little glass vases, I got all of those from Goodwill. Goodwill and thrift shops are the best places to find glass vases and just older looking, like vintagey glass things because, yeah, everybody's throwing it out. So scoop them up. And yeah, they're like $1 each. So it looks hella expensive and just upscale Parisian apartment. Remember the vibe? But I got those from Goodwill, honey. They also provide a great space for me to put my fragrances on that I grab and go every single day. These are the ones that I use every day. In my closet, I've got a different space, a specific shelf just to put my other fragrances on. And then I do want to point out and shout out one of my favorite things in this room because you know I'm a Housewives fan. And I got these drawings from an Instagram shop called none other than one of Housewives' most iconic quotes, "Who gon' sketch me, boo?" Not who gonna check me, boo. Who gonna sketch me, boo? The Instagram is linked down below, but these are some of my favorite pieces in this glam room because while I'm encouraged to work, to take care of myself, to lounge, to celebrate myself, I'm also encouraged to laugh at the crazy that happens on Housewives, and I love it. On the bottom two shelves, I've got my books, my favorite go-to books, and I'll definitely do a video in the future of my favorite books that have helped change my life and turn my life around. So definitely will point that out. But my favorite thing in this lounge space is my neon sign. Well, everything's my favorite thing. The sketches, the chair, but the neon sign really stands out for me. And this is again with inspiration. I wanted to be inspired every single time I walk in and turn on that light to show up as the person I'm trying to be. So whether you create a neon sign, whether you have a painting, whatever inspires you, I hope that you hang it on your walls, in your space, in your glam room, in your beauty room that inspires you to become the person you want to be. Next up, we've got the vanity desk. This is where I designed my self-care station, okay? I love this space and I got the desk, the same desk that I use for work. I use it for my vanity as well. I just got a shorter size so that it doesn't take up too much space in the room. I switched the way that the drawers are located. So I put the drawers, again, closest to the corner so that I'm not hit and bombarded with harshness when I first walk into the room. I want it to be open and airy. I got this vanity mirror from Amazon. One of the best purchases I've ever made. I love it so much for two reasons. One, it's brightness. It's super bright, perfect for doing your makeup. I usually have these lights on during, if it's nighttime, I'll have these lights on from the vanity and I won't have any other lights on in the room. And this lighting is enough for me to do my makeup. So this is perfect. I also love this vanity. Reason number two, because it has a USB port. So I can plug in my phone and charge it while I'm doing my makeup before I go out so that I can make sure that my phone is charged before I go out, but still use it while I'm doing my makeup. So it's very practical, and that's why I love it so much. Next to my mirror, I have a box, a glass box that I got from Amazon, and I fill these with my bulk spoolies. That's a tough word to say. Bulk spoolies that I also got from Amazon. They're a 300 pack. Then I got this acrylic tissue box with the disposable towels. I got those from both of those from Amazon as well. And a skincare fridge that I just put a few moisturizers in. And my ice roller that I use in the mornings or at night or when I'm trying to wake up and make my face look less puffy. I use that, and I got that skincare fridge and an ice roller and the ice roller from Amazon. Perfect setup. Everything is reachable and everything is within reach. And I love it. It's perfect. Now, to keep everything clean, because remember I said no clutter. Okay. I don't want any clutter and I don't want anything dirty or any scuff marks. So I got these desk mats from Amazon, and you can get them in different sizes, but this size is the perfect size for this desk and for my personal use, just to not get the space that I usually am working in scuffed up or messy. So I love this. So remember when I said I was forgetting all of the steps in my routine? So to combat that, I organize my drawers by the order in which I complete the steps of my routine. Whew! So for example, drawer number one, that includes my toners and my face masks. This is the first step in my routine. This is the first thing I want to do in my skincare routine. Step two and drawer two is treatments and serums. And I love this drawer because I not only organized it as step two, but I organized it by daytime skincare and nighttime skincare. So on the left side, these are all the things that I'm supposed to complete in the daytime. And on the right side, I got confused for a second. On the right side, these are all the things that I need to do in my nighttime skincare routine. And I just move up the tray in each time of the day and complete that step for my skincare routine. In the middle is anything. I can use these products at any time of the day, and I just keep my backup stuff in the back. Step three, drawer three, are my vitamins. Now wait, it looks a little bit messy. It's totally not aesthetic, but that's okay for me. Okay, and I'll tell you why. And there's a reason why I still have all the vitamins in a bottle. And I do this because part of my skincare routine is letting the moisturizers sink in. In my old way, before I even redid this room, I was rushing through my skincare routine, not letting my serum soak in. I didn't want to stand in front of the bathroom sink doing my skincare routine because that was just uncomfortable for me. So I wasn't letting my serum sink in because I just wanted to sit down. So what I realized, I needed a chair. Again, I'm using the teddy chair. And in order to let my serum sink in, I keep the bottles, the vitamin bottles here, so that I could just open them one by one while I'm letting my serum sink in and take my vitamins, because that is step three of my skincare / nighttime routine. So in order to make sure I take my vitamins, in order to make sure I let my serum sink in, I do it all at the same time. What drawer are we on? Drawer four is my makeup. I organize my makeup drawer in the order in which I put everything on my face. For example, I start with primers, then I move to foundation and concealer, then I move to, oh gosh, I have to open my drawer to remind myself. Then I move to contour and highlight, I move to blush, then then I have like an everything drawer where I have my just full face drawer, my brushes, my setting spray, my blender, what is it called? Beauty blender. Then I've got my eyes with my mascara and everything for eyes. And then I've got my lip section. So the way in which even when your drawer is organized with your makeup, organizing it on top of that in the steps that you complete your makeup will allow you to remember all of the steps and see everything at a glance. Because when you've got everything in different places, you can't remember where anything is or what your favorite products are. This drawer literally helps me remember my staple products. It reminds me when I'm out of products and need to rebuy them. And it just keeps everything organized. So I just remember all the steps in my routine. My drawer 5, I'm not even going to show you that because it's just my travel stuff, my travel makeup bags, and my makeup palettes. And I love this drawer too because when it's time to go, when it's time to travel, I know exactly where my makeup bags are for travel. But tip number 4 is to create celebration stations for yourself. So remember, I told you I had a bunch of memorabilia and it was just everywhere and not organized on the walls and you just walked into clutter. No mas, no more. So like I said before, I have this bookshelf where I put a little bit of my memorabilia, but now this is where I might sound crazy, but also it makes sense, okay? So I converted my closet into a memorabilia closet. It's like a little mini museum. Some might call it a crazy shrine, but you know what? Whatever, because it's tucked away, and I don't need to look at it every single day because I want to keep it. I want to keep everything. I want to look at my memorabilia, but I don't want to look at degrees every single day. It's just not appealing to me. So I converted this closet into a memorabilia closet. I painted the inside. I put shelves up. These shelves are from IKEA. They're the lac floating shelves. And I put lights under the shelf, under cabinet lighting to give it more of a warm, like museum type feel. Now, the intention for the future is to change out the door and create or get a like frosted glass door to so that the lighting from the inside could be seen on the outside. So I'm a black Barbie collector. So I put some of my Barbies on the top shelf. Again, who wants to walk into a glam room and see a bunch of Barbies? Not me. So I put them in the closet. On my second shelf or under that top shelf, I have all of my degrees. And on the second shelf, I just put a bunch of memorabilia from my students who've given me little trinkets. I've got photo books that my mom gave me and my previous students have given me. I've got drawings that people have gifted me. And I also have little trinkets that I've collected over my travels. Under the second shelf, I have my scrapbook boxes where I keep bigger memorabilia pieces in those boxes. And then on top of that, I just keep my scrapbooks where I put all of my printed photos and like little tickets or pieces of paper that I've collected for my travels. I put those in those scrapbook boxes. My favorite piece of this memorabilia closet is definitely my bomber jacket. I love this jacket because it has all of the pins that I've collected for my travels on the jacket. So whenever I travel, wherever I go in the world, whatever city I venture to, my one thing that I do is collect and buy a pin, like a clothing pin, and I've collected them, maybe there's like probably 100 on that jacket right now. But my goal was to buy enough to put on this jacket and hang it up. And I love the way that it turned out. I love that it's a bomber jacket because that's traditionally what pilots used to wear to fly airplanes. So it all makes sense. It all comes together. I love to be reminded of all the places that I've been. And this is a great idea, is to just convert this closet into a celebration space with all of my memorabilia. Another thing that I did to create a celebration space was I have this wall of pictures. And whenever I feel bad about myself, I just look at the wall and look at all of the things that I've done in life. And it reminds me of just who I am, who I've been. And it's a great reminder to continue working towards your future self, but also don't forget your past self and how good you looked in the past. One of my favorite things in this room is this map that my mother gifted me for one of my birthdays. And she put on rhinestone stickers for all of the cities and the countries that I visited. And I've just contributed to that map over time. And I love looking at it. And I love that it's in front of my vanity, because whenever I'm getting ready, I can just look up at the map and remember all the places that I've been, all the places that I've yet to go, and continue to be inspired to be the person that I want to become. So my final tip, and the tip that I had for myself to make this space be exactly what I want it to be, is to be practical. So remember, it's not just about creating these glamorous spaces. It still has to work for your lifestyle and address needs in your life to create a space to become the person you want to be. So I named a number of practical things that I did in my room. So for example, I mounted my TV in the corner so that I could swivel it and watch TV no matter where I am in my room. For example, I bought this vanity mirror so that I can charge my phone while I'm getting ready. I put my chair in front of an outlet so that while I'm taking a nap or watching TV, I can charge my phone. So no matter what you do, just make sure you create practical solutions for yourself and don't overcomplicate it, because once you overcomplicate it, you don't address the needs that you have. You honestly create more problems in your life. One of the most practical things that I did in this room was create a charging station. I love this so much. So I got this table from the small little, it's probably like a nightstand table, but I just use it for my charging station. I got this table from Home Goods, and it had a dent in it. So I asked to get a discount, and I did. So I got this table discounted. I think it was like 50 bucks at the end of the day. And then I just put a little tray on it. Again, I got this tray from Goodwill for $1, okay? And then I just put on all of my charging things. So this is where I keep my Apple Watch to make sure that once I do my workout or once I go out, it's fully charged. I put in my, what else is over here? I put my head earbuds over here so that they're ready and charged when I go to the gym. I put my selfie light over here so that when it's time to go out and take selfies, the light is charged. So I need to make sure that all of my things are charged. And this was a practical solution to do so, because in my old routine, in my old life, in my old room, BC, I just forgot to charge everything. So now I've got a place to charge everything that I need, and it is perfect. So as you can see, I just engaged in 5 different steps to rearrange my room, redecorate my room, spruce up my environment, to make sure that I could maintain my routines, remember all the steps in my routines, and just become the person I want to be. And I hope that this video inspires you to do the same. And you don't have to go ahead and redo your entire room, your entire house. There's so many small things that you could do to make your life more practical, to situate things within your space in a better way that are conducive to your needs. There's so many small things that you could do to make your space more equipped for your lifestyle and just to become the person you want to be. whatever that looks like for you. Once you start engaging in your routines within your new space, it literally becomes muscle memory, and you just start doing the things that you've always wanted to do because you've set up your environment to make those things happen. So let me know in the comments how you're redesigning your space to make it better for your life and the person you want to become, and whether that's in a big way or a small way. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share this video. And also post how you have already implemented some of these tips into your life. So thank you so much for watching. It has been a pleasure, and I have loved redoing this room. I'm so glad it's gotten to the point where I want it to be. And I can't wait to share all of the things that I manifested for myself because I finally have a space to do it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. It's not that